All right, guys, we are back, and I want to do a little bit of Ryan Garcia talk. I want to talk a little bit more about the allegations that's being thrown his way about performance-enhancing drugs. You guys know just recently Ryan got popped by VADA testing for having drugs in his system. Well, he took a test before the fight and after the fight, and he failed both of those tests. Ostarine was one of the drugs that was found in his, supposedly in his system. I'll say allegedly right now, and I think the other one was nandrolone, if I'm not mistaken. I could have that wrong, but I talked about it a little bit. I haven't really, gave any updates on it because I really wanted to watch this play out first. I really wanted to see what was going to happen with the B sample. Now, Ryan did come out and say, I saw him in an interview, he said that the B sample is going to be tested. And as you guys know, Ryan is saying that, it isn't true. He's saying he's being set up. Eventually, guys, the truth's going to come out. Eventually, the truth's going to come out. We're going to know exactly what happened when that test comes back with that B sample. According to Ryan, they're going to test his B sample. Now, I've been reluctant to just throw Ryan under the bus, but I have to say it's not looking too good for Ryan in this situation, in my humble opinion. Now, we all know Ryan came out and saying it was probably the ashwagandha that he was taking as a supplement. Now, the makers of that ashwagandha root, Gaia Herbs, have come out and say that they don't have any ostarine in their supplements. So let me read what they had to say. I guess they were protecting themselves. It says, contrary to any recent confusion, Gaia Herbs ashwagandha root doesn't contain any ostarine. Ashwagandha has been a revered adaptogen for more than 2,000 years, traditionally used to support a healthy response to stress. So that was their statement on all this hoopla surrounding them about the ashwagandha root having, ostarine in it. And, they have to protect themselves. They're a company, and they don't want, a bad look on their company, with Ryan out here saying that he could have got it from there. So they're coming out and saying that it wasn't in there. So where did Ryan get it in his system from? That's the part that, we need to find out. And then another thing, I saw Victor Conte on an interview on TMZ, and he was asked about, a lot of people were complaining about the fact that, why didn't the results come back? The test he took before the fight, why didn't they get the results, and why did they let him fight if he had drugs in his system? Well, he explained they usually run those tests on, when they take a test before the day of the fight, but it takes up to 72 hours to get the results back. So they wouldn't have the results back until after the fight. So that explains why, the results weren't in yet, why they still let him fight. So that explains that away. Ryan said that, why didn't they say anything when they found out? Why would they let me fight? That's the reason why they wouldn't that's the reason why they let you fight, because they didn't know. They didn't know until later on. So like I said, this isn't looking good for Ryan. In my opinion, it isn't looking good for Ryan. I know a lot of people are out there caping for him because they want to believe that he didn't take anything. But like I said, we're going to find out if it's true or not. And if it is true, I'm going to hold his feet to the fire. I'm going to hold his feet to the fire and say that, there needs to be some type of punishment, whether it be suspension or whatever they're going to, administer for taking, performance enhancing drugs. Because let's not, let's look at it from the other fighter's point of view. He could have got seriously hurt in that ring. He was knocked down numerous times, and a guy who has performance enhancing drugs in his system could really do some damage. And we saw the damage that Ryan did to Devin the Dream Haney in the fight. Now, I will say this. I think, there were some holes in Devin's game in that fight. I think it was some things that he could have did to avoid getting hit. But the fact is he got hit, and possibly by a guy that was on performance enhancing drugs, a guy who didn't make weight. So we're just going to have to let this all play out. This is a serious allegations, guys. This, I know some people take this lightly because, they love Ryan Garcia, but, we have to have some type of decorum in the sport of boxing. People actually die in the sport of boxing. People actually die in the ring. So we have to take that seriously. Now, another thing I wanted to discuss was the situation with Gervonta Tank Davis caping for Ryan Garcia. And I'll say this: fighters are entitled to their opinion, about this situation. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. But I'll say this: Ryan Garcia, well, Gervonta Tank Davis, there's a little bit of hypocrisy there going on, because when he was leading up to the fight with you, you said that he was on drugs. And now all of a sudden you're acting like he wasn't when he was, just because he fights Devin Haney. So I think that's more of a biasness towards Devin Haney than what you actually believe, because you're all over the place. I like Gervonta Tank Davis as a fighter. You guys know he's one of my favorites, but I will call out hypocrisy when I see it, and that's what I'm seeing from Gervonta Tank Davis caping for Ryan, not knowing whether or not he's telling a lie or not. We have to let this play out. We have to let VADA do their job. Let the B sample get tested, and let the chips fall where they may. But like I said, if it comes out that he's, the B sample is tainted as well with these same drugs, he's got 2 different drugs in his system, then yeah, he should be punished. In my opinion, he should be punished. He shouldn't be allowed to be in the ring at least for 6 months. But we'll see what happens with that. That's all I wanted to say about that, guys. I know people are picking sides, and I see some people, they don't have any integrity as usual. People are going to be like that. They don't want to have any integrity until it's something that happens to their favorite fighter. If it's somebody else, they don't care. If it's their family member or something like that, then you want to have integrity. But if the shoe's on the other foot, then you don't care. But here, we're going to keep it 100 on here, and we're going to hold everybody to the same standards. Now, if it comes out Ryan was telling the truth, then I'll be the first to come on here and say, hey, man, they sent Ryan on a ride. They were trying to, pull a fast one on him. But we'll just have to wait and see if that's going to be the case. So anyway, you guys let me know what you think about the situation in the comment section. Do you believe Ryan? Do you want to wait and see how it plays out? You guys let me know how you feel about it in the comment section. It's the CMB. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. And I'm out. Peace.